Hi there, my name is Eilish Delaney, and I've spent the past 4 years studying product design at the Dublin Institute of Technology. My main campus has been Bolton Street, which is the College of Engineering and the Built Environment. Fortunately, I've had the pleasure of studying with this gang. We graduate this October 2015. Now that you know a bit about me, it's time to move on to the project I've spent the last year developing as part of my final year of study. I began this project with a self-directed brief. I decided that I had to make something that was innovative, functional, and marketable. Of course, these were not the only factors to consider. The design solution had to solve a legitimate problem. Utilizing as many skills as I possibly could was another project goal, which is exactly why I targeted the firefighting industry. I wanted to design something that would genuinely aid people's lives, but I also wanted to focus on improving my technical and engineering skills, as I usually engage in really creative projects. Natural instinct and the senses were themes that constantly reoccurred during the early stages of the project. I learned that the thick firefighting uniforms were severely reducing sensory feedback, making it hard for firefighters to predict and interpret dangerous conditions within a fire. However, I soon realized that the uniforms weren't the only thing limiting sensory feedback. Delving into the world of neuroscience was beneficial. It taught me that our experience of reality is limited by our biology. So I began to investigate tribes in the Amazon to see how they coped with wild bushfires and extreme heat without any kind of protective uniforms or equipment. I also looked at different species in an attempt to see how they cope with their biology. For example, bats are expert navigators despite their impaired vision. Bloodhound dogs base their whole world around smelling. Snakes include some infrared vision in their reality. I started to get really interested in the idea of expanding our biology through technology. I'm now presenting the solution. Sense, a concept which introduces tactile feedback into firefighting performances. Sense provides the user with an improved perception of their environment and allows them to navigate around dark spaces in a similar manner to bats. When Sense is turned on, it will provide the user with continuous, real-time, tactile feedback. If the user slowly turns their head from left to right, they will be able to scan the environment and engage in non-contact object detection. It's a very simple solution. An ultrasonic proximity sensor is mounted behind the front plate of the firefighting helmet. This is linked to a vibration motor located inside the helmet. If the user encounters an obstacle, it will be detected externally by the sensor and trigger the vibration motor. The vibrations will intensify if the object gets closer,